Okay, so now we are going to start our mini project. So for our mini project, you'll be writing a word problem that relates to you. So much like our clown, he has a job. So he's going to he used his job. Um, and then you will think about something in your life that would relate to that we could graph in some way. So you will solve it using an equation, a table, and then you'll graph it. And then we're going to create a poster showing us what you know. And you might be asking, but Miss Stevens, why are we doing this? I'll tell you. So the constant of proportionality is very relevant to a lot of things. For example, I'm going to keep referencing our friend the clown. He was referencing a job, which many of you will likely have. But that's not the only thing. We could talk about, let's pause this while I'm thinking. Another example you could use is the price per gallon of gas when you're trying to compare prices. Let's see what else. Recipes, stuff like that. It's everywhere. You use it without even realizing it, but the cool thing is once you figure out, hey, I know this and I know how I can look at it, it makes it easier to kind of figure things out. So that's kind of cool. There we go. Okay, so this is an example of our mini project. So what your mini project needs to have is your word problem, and from that word problem, you are then going to create an accurate equation. So this one is Lucia was thinking to travel from Tennessee to Georgia for Christmas break. She drove 65 miles in an hour. So that is our problem here. So our K in this case is 65 miles in an hour. And the question is asking, how far did she travel in 6.5 hours? So from this equation, we went to a table and then we graphed it. And then our friend got creative and drew us a little car and went from our current place to our destination. So that's kind of fun. Okay, so project steps. Keep this page handy to make sure you have all of the parts on your project. So step 1, you need to write a story or a word problem that represents a proportional relationship. Step 2, write the constant of proportionality, write the equation. Step 3, make your table. Label your table using a title. Name the X, Y, and K values. Step 4, make a graph. Label the graph's X and Y axis and have correct values. Step 5, make a poster showing steps 1 through 4. So in order to get all of your points, you need to make sure that you have steps 1 through 4 together, okay? And each part of these, you're only going to get a certain amount of time to work on them so we can kind of make sure we're staying ahead. If you need extra time, that is fine. I'll come over and I'll help y'all out with that. Okay, so once we're finished with that, I need everybody to grab their sticky note that they have, and you're going to right away, you can use constant of proportionality in your everyday life. A different example than what we have already said, or than what is in your word problem. Or, if you can't think of one of those, write the smallest detail in your life that is affected by constant of proportionality. So this could be how many hours of sleep you get. Will that work? Something like that. Yeah. Okay, and then after we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and recap. So from our vocabulary lesson, we know that having a job is an example of a constant of proportionality, which you may not have known already. We learned the 4 steps to show a constant of proportionality problem. So our first is word problem. We go from a word problem to equation, to a table, and then you graph it. Okay, and the last thing that we learned today, we know that math is more relevant in our lives than we may have originally thought. And we're done for today. Thank you.